Okay, it's time for another edition of the Missyae podcast. This week, we're going back with a blast in the past. Some of the shows we used to do with Shannon Elkins.
What's up?
Are you there, man? Are you ready to talk about some Survivor?
Let's do it, man. You must have been desperate. I guess everybody, what is it, like 400 of us? I guess all 399 said no to you, so I guess you got me, huh?
Actually, it's totally reversed. You're the first one I ask.
All right, good.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got good teamwork on this stuff. We don't even have to go over it. We can just talk and it just flows.
All right, what we got?
All right, first of all, let's talk about what's going on this season. Before we get to what's coming this week with Brandon and Phillip and all of that stuff, let's look back a little bit. What do you think about all of this with Shamar last week? This big Marine guy basically quitting.
I wouldn't really call him a Marine. He's more of a freaking Girl Scout. But, I mean, he is, I don't know. I mean, he's a mix between a piece of shit and just like a sissy. I mean, come on, man. Don't go on there. It's the same thing with Nayanka did. I mean, they would make the perfect lesbian couple, those two. I mean, they both have about the same size titties. I mean, it's disgusting, but from what I'm gathering is the same thing. She said she come from strong women and all this shit, and she was a quitter. And he's saying he's been to Iraq and served all this time, and he's been this before in the desert and all this bullshit, blah, 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 army crap. And he quit. He basically gave up.
Exactly. I posted some stuff that Bob Dog, Bobby Mason, I posted something that he said this week on Facebook, and he was going over what all actually happened to him that cameras, we never even saw. And he was talking about having an eye injury where he actually had a seashell scratch his cornea, and he still stayed out there. So he was giving Shamar a hard time too.
Well, Shamar wanted to quit. He could have stayed out there, but he wanted to quit. He was rubbing his. I mean, if he would have been crying so damn much, rubbing his eyes, he wouldn't have scratched it. He wouldn't have been crying. You don't rub your eyes. I mean, he's a baby, dude. He's horrible.
Yeah. What do you think about the two? I guess these are the guys that Jeff's got his crush on this year: Reynold and Eddie from the newbies. What do you think about them guys?
I mean, I really haven't seen. It seems like Reynold is the one who's kind of like the leader, and Eddie just kind of follows him around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a Ren and Stimpy type deal with those two. I don't really care for either one of them. And to be honest with you, the only one, I mean, you haven't really seen that much of Cochran lately because of all the Shamar shit. You're not going to see any Cochran next week because I'm sure that's going to be all Brandon and
Phillip. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what's gonna go down, but I haven't really seen that much of it. I mean, I'd like to see more of Cox. You don't see anything of Brenda. I guess that means that she's gonna make it far along with them too, but because you're not seeing a big edit on them right now, you're not really seeing much on them. So, I don't know. Reynold and Eddie don't really do too much for me.
Yeah, they sort of the rumors flying around is if the show gets picked up again, one of the scenarios they say Jeff has really been trying to push was bringing back Malcolm for a third time against Reynold. So I think that's why Reynolds getting such a heavy edit right now.
That's pathetic. I mean, I don't see where Malcolm pulls this huge fan base. I mean, he's basically Fabio 2.0. I mean, he's like a stoner. Where's his great gameplay? What was his great gameplay last season? I mean, I really don't see it. I see not too much gameplay from him. He kind of just floated like Fabio kind of floated, and that's it. I mean, he's not going to win because they're not going to bring him to the end if they have any type of brain. But as we've seen, this might be the worst group of girls on the faves I've ever seen.
Yeah, you got, of course, Andrea's getting a lot of time right now because she's basically the one that's calling who's leaving early, but that's going to all flip around after the merge, and Brenda's going to sort of take over. And it's like you said, that's why she's not getting much of an edit yet, because she's going to be stronger deeper into the game. Same with Cochran. But you got Corinne. She's not going to be around much longer. And, I mean, I don't know. You know, Francesca left first again.
No, she's garbage. She was just, you know, it's sad to say it, but she was kind of like a Wendy Jo. She was just somebody that they could just throw out early is what she was. I mean, it sucks. That's what she was when she first went on. That's what she'll always be. I mean, and you know, a lot of things too is that Survivor, and it's no bullshit. You could ask anybody who knows it, and anybody who has the nuts to say it, is they struggle to get black people. I mean,
yeah.
And she was somebody who wanted to go back, and they'd have probably loved to have Bianca, but she's a quitter.
Right.
So I mean, they really struggle to find black people, and you hear it in casting, and somebody could say, "Oh, Shannon's a racist." That's bullshit. They struggle to find black people, so they threw her back on there. I mean, she's not a favorite. How the hell is she a favorite? She has like 1,000 Twitter followers. How is she a favorite?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to call somebody a favorite when they were a first boot their first time. I mean, I don't have anything against her, but
I know. I mean,
but looking at the criteria, she doesn't fit.
Met her. Yeah, I mean, I like her. I've met her. You know, she's a sweet girl, but no, she's not a favorite, and she doesn't belong with Survivor.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you think about? Let's catch up now. That's a little bit of the past. Of course, everybody's seen the promos, and everyone's read the spoilers and the rumors and all this and that. It's fixing to go down really deep this week with Brandon and Phillip in particular, and of course, he's going to strike out at Andrea some too. How do you see this playing out with the fans after they actually view it? Do you think they're going to be more understanding towards what Brandon went through, having to deal with a nutcase like Phillip, or you think they're just going to jump on and say
they dealt with Shamar? I mean, Shamar is just he's just a bark, and just run his mouth. He plays the role of a big bully. And then you got Phillip over there that plays the role of just a delusional dumbass. I mean, Phillip might be the most delusional person I've ever met.
I listen to this. You notice how he gave everybody little nicknames.
Oh.
And, of course, you saw that he made the mistake of telling Brenda she was the only one without a name so far. You and I both know Brenda picked up on that. She knew there was a reason why she didn't have a name yet. But I noticed today, Phillip is even giving people nicknames who buy his book.
Oh, my God. Dude, I wouldn't buy that book to wipe my ass with it, dude. I mean, between him and Holly promoting the shit out of that, I mean, come on, man. I mean, what is Holly? I just don't understand how. That's what I thought. I mean, I was even on Twitter. I told him, I'm like, do you sleep with his book under your pillow? I'm like, come on, get off of his little black dick. I mean, give me a break, dude.
I think Holly probably got a free copy of the book. Is what
big deal. I mean, I would buy her 2 copies just to stop seeing her retweet his bullshit. Damn.
Well, so what do you think? What do you think the outcome will be? You think people are going to look at this and just say, "To heck with both of those players"?
It's Brandon being a dumbass. Really, look at this. Everybody's expected this. Nobody expected Brandon to go far. Anybody with the real, you know, yes, the Hantz boys might not say, "Oh, he can win this and that." That's their brother, their nephew, whatever. They're pulling for him. I understand that. And look, I think he's good for the game too because he is crazy and he's a nutcase. I think he's good for the game, and he does it not in the stupid way like Phillip does, the delusional way, but he does it where you don't know what he's gonna do. He might shit in your socks. He might piss in the rice. You never know what to do. And that's funny and it's fun to watch. But he's crazy. Everybody knew this was gonna happen, and it's coming. Wednesday, and we'll see him go ape shit. And I'm just happy that he goes ape shit on Phillip. That's the good part about it.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff had his hands full on that promo with. It looked like he pulled Brandon over there beside him to try to at least console him a little bit. It looked like he felt like Brandon may have been getting picked on.
Well, he was obviously the outcast, and nobody. And you know the thing about it is that they feel, you know, with the Hantz as the last name, they feel like it's them against the world. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what he's probably in there with. it's already in his mind. And then whenever that shit starts happening to you, you just same thing with like what happened with Willie on Big Brother. He felt like everybody was against him. Fuck it, he just went out with a bang, and that's exactly what Brandon's gonna do.
Right. All right. Well, that's Survivor. Go over. You know, a lot of the fans and Whispers, they follow you on Twitter just to watch your tweets about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. That show's coming to an end tonight. Did it turn out like you thought it would?
Well, I already know how it's going to turn out, unfortunately, and I'm not thrilled with it. And I've kind of been slacking on the tweeting this year as far as the show, just because last season was hard with Emily. This season's hard with Sean, because Emily, actually it was easy with Emily because she's so full of shit. We all knew she was a fraud. But Sean's a really good dude. You can't really say much bad about him from everything that we know about him. There's no really bad rumors out there about him, so it's hard to say it. Yes, he's had a bunch of dumb girls on the show, so I've kind of been slacking. And man, to be honest with you, I've been so busy with work and everything, it's been hard for me to watch it at a decent time.
Yeah.
So when I do say anything about it, it's been either late at night or the next day or the day after before we can finally sit down. Because me and the wife watch together, and it's hard to it's hard for us to both watch it while it's airing with everybody else. You know.
Yeah.
So I've been slacking on a little bit, but I'm definitely going to be reading it tonight.
Okay.
And I'll be picking up on it, and it'll be fun.
All right. One last thing I want to cover before we shut this down for this week. Did you get an invitation to Sasha's wedding?
Dude, no, I don't go to gay weddings, bro. I mean, I'm not going to that shit, and I can't believe that if he is marrying a chick, that he's going to go through this, and he's still denying himself that he is a butt pirate. I don't get it. But I mean, I guess it is what it is, dude.
I thought for sure you would get an invitation.
Oh man, look, I don't miss any of those people. Not a one, dude. Not a one.
I thought maybe if you got an invitation, we could show up and then right at the appropriate time when they asked, does anybody have any objections, you could stand up and repeat your little speech from Tribal Council.
That would be fun. That'd be the ultimate wedding crash. I think they would like it. They would laugh like it was a joke, and really, I'm being serious. But is he marrying the same chick that was?
Yeah, it's the same girl. Same girl.
That's crazy. She must be a tranny. I bet you she pisses standing up.
I'll have to ask him about that. I'll tell him that question came from you. Of course, he'll say he already knew that. I didn't have to tell him.
Yeah, so go ahead and ask him yourself.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to get some more people following you on Twitter, and maybe you'll even start doing some tweets to Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, I tried to a little bit, but that's another one. My son loves that show, so we all that show's awesome, man. We all get in on that. And that's a favorite. That thing is killing it, dude.
Oh yeah, man, that's the hottest show on TV.
Bible series was good last night too. I watched that one too.
Yeah, I saw Bubba Sampson from Survivor tweeting how they made a mistake on the show or something. I don't know. He said that Mark edited the Bible wrong somehow.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, and we'll get you back later in the season when it's getting down to nut cutting time, and see who you